So the software-defined edge is really a culmination of several different components coming together to deliver a specific workload. And so there are lots of point solutions that address the components of the software-defined edge, whether that's compute, overlay, or network, right? The problem is that as edge computing proliferates, delivering those resources and managing that really requires a single unified plane of visibility, orchestration, and management. And that's the key to the software-defined edge. That's why we created a single offering to address those needs. It's really about the management layer and the ability to manage, orchestrate, and monitor everything that happens, starting at the network through the overlay to the compute and back down.
Orchestration and management of a vast ecosystem in the software-defined edge is extremely important, right from zero-touch provisioning, automation of the infrastructure, the applications for themselves to get deployed, for telemetry or insights into the applications. These are extremely important aspects of the software-defined edge. Add to that, what VMware has done is we've made sure that we have created a single pane of glass, what we call as the software-defined edge orchestration framework that has GitOps principles embedded into it to make sure that you have an agile way of deploying and managing the entire ecosystem of the software-defined edge.
Unified management is extremely important for the software-defined edge. And the key reason being is that you're deploying small sets of compute at thousands or tens of thousands of different geographic locations. And so you need fleet management, you need pull-based orchestration, because these edge locations could be deployed in a private network, for example, so you don't have inbound connectivity. You need the infrastructure to be right-sized, and you need all of this to be controlled and managed in a centralized way using modern processes. And that's what VMware Edge Cloud Orchestrator actually brings to the industry.
The VMware Edge Cloud Orchestrator discovers devices communicating with workloads on the edge compute stack. It pulls relevant information from the edge infrastructure. It monitors the traffic to and from the workloads on the edge compute stack. And it leverages the DVS port mirroring function to send a copy of the traffic from and to the workload.
So it's important to capture telemetry not just for the network, but also for the workloads, so you can combine those two together. And so if you know what the workload's doing and what the telemetry of the network is doing, you can troubleshoot issues faster and make sure you have a better experience of the application.
So the VMware Edge Cloud Orchestrator telemetry brings a purpose-built for the edge solution around telemetry. And what the key to that is that at the edge, what matters are end client devices, because that's where the data is getting generated. So end client devices, IoT devices that are interacting with these applications deployed at the edge. And so the key thing is having insight into that interaction across the networking layer, across the infrastructure layer, as well as the application layer. And that's what VECO telemetry brings.